just wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whatever you're celebrating this year. I hope you're all enjoying yourself. And thank you very much for subscribing and liking my videos this year. It's been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing them. I have to give credit to Wendy from Going For My Meds for the Snapchat filter idea. She's hilarious, by the way. Please check out her channel. I was a little nervous about showing my face on camera, so I thought this would be a good way to take a bit of the edge off and something fun and very cute. I thought I would do just a quick drill with me today with a Christmas tag. I know everyone's probably busy, but it'll be there for people to watch when they're not. So yeah, please enjoy this drill with me, and again, I hope you're all having a wonderful day, celebrating with family or just relaxing, whatever you choose to do.
Hi guys, Bex from Bexley Creations here. I thought I'd do a drill with me today. Just a quick little one. Well, I don't know how quick, depends how long it takes me to answer the questions. The painting I'm working on at the moment is gorgeous. It is a crystal lion. So these are all the sparkly crystal beads. Let me see if I can... The shine on this is just incredible. It's usually a bit more sparkly, but it's a warm day today, so I've got my blind closed just to try and keep some of the sun out. I better put some washi tape along there. I don't want it getting all icky. So yeah, I'm filming this on, it's the 12th of December, but I plan to upload this on Christmas Day. I know people will be busy doing whatever, but if they're not, or you know, yeah, afterwards, if they want to watch something, it'll be there. I'm still not 100% sure what our plans are for Christmas Day. I know we're having it at my parents' place, but I don't know, like, usually we do a barbecue, so that's probably, it'll really depend on the weather, I guess. So yeah, let me just get this tag open. Okay, and what color am I up to? Let's go with 4. So I just have all these in, I've got a little case here. It's got the 30 containers in it. So there's 28 colors in this one, and then I have one open for a little trash container. It's been okay. I've had to refill the containers a few times. They don't hold a lot. But you know, I don't mind that. And I've just been working in sections. I did replace, this came with the clear plastic on it, and I found that that was getting really staticky and sort of sticking to me if I leant on it, so I replaced it with just some non-stick baking paper, and that's been working really well. I think I might start doing that for all my paintings, because I find it folds back better when you're working on sections. So yeah, so number 4, I've got my giant tray here. I wasn't sure about it at first, but it's growing on me. Got some nice orangey crystals. Okay, so the first question. As a kid, did a sibling ever receive a present that you wished was for you? Oh gosh, that means I have to actually remember. I don't think so. I think I only have a younger brother, and I think our taste in gifts was always very different. We wanted different things. So no, I don't think he ever got anything that I really wanted. I do remember one year I was begging my parents for a set of Derwent pencils. Some friends of mine at school had Derwent pencils, and you know, I thought they were the nicest things ever, and they were the I think back then they were called Derwent Studio pencils. They had like the black, they were black with like the color of the pencil as the tip. And I didn't know exactly that Derwent had different types of pencils, so I just told them Derwent pencils. And, you know, Christmas came and I opened my present and it was Derwent pencils, and I was so excited. And I opened up the tin and they were the wrong type. They were completely different. They'd got the Derwent artist pencils, not the studio ones. And I didn't realize that, yeah, there were different types. So I remember being sort of slightly heartbroken. But also, you know, I knew how expensive the pencils were, how much it had to have cost them. So, you know, I still actually have that tin of pencils to this day. I have bought a tin of the expensive, what are they called? Polychromos, the Faber-Castell ones. I bought them last year, or maybe it was this year. I can't quite remember. I haven't done colouring for a while. I used to do a lot of adult colouring in the colouring books, especially at night. Like I'd jump into bed and sit up with a lap desk and do some colouring. But I haven't done that for quite a while. And then I bought the pencils, and then I found that I like my colourings to be really bright and vivid, and so the pencils weren't sort of giving me that effect. And I'm not very good at like layering colours and blending and everything, so I would colour in with fine liners instead. But yeah, I still have those Derwent pencils. Question number 2. Be honest, do you like giving gifts or receiving gifts better? I mean, everybody loves to receive gifts. It's nice, you know, especially when it's something that you want and that like you haven't been able to afford for yourself, but I do love giving gifts. I may have gone a little overboard for my 2 nephews this year. I am actually planning on filming a video of showing what I gave people for Christmas and then what I got for Christmas. So that might be something fun. I purchased some craft bags that I'm going to use as gift bags, and I'm going to paint and decorate them myself. So they should get here tomorrow. So yeah, I'm considering doing like a what I gave and what I got video. But yeah, I love giving gifts. I like to try and find gifts that you can't find like in stores, so I'm always checking eBay and things like that. I would have loved to have given some diamond paintings to people for Christmas this year, but I didn't have time to order them and complete them, and yeah, so yeah, I've spoiled my nephews this year. Went a little bit over budget for them, but it's worth it. Question number 3. Do you make New Year's resolutions and do you stick to them? I used to. I used to make resolutions, you know, the standard ones: lose some weight, eat healthier. I think one year it was like I wanted to be more serious about my art, things like that, and no, I never stick to them. Usually, you know, the first few weeks are pretty good, and then I give up, or something happens and I like if it was something I needed to be doing every day and I'd get sick or something would come up and I couldn't do it every day. And then the routine was gone, and so I've sort of stopped making resolutions now. Especially New Year's ones. I think it's silly to go, oh, I can only start something like this at the beginning of the year. You know, who's to stop you going, I need to lose weight in May, you know? It's, and yeah, I do want to lose weight. I do want to be healthier. I do struggle a lot with motivation, and, you know, my anxiety can flare up, especially when exercising. If my heart rate increases, my body can interpret that as, you know, something scary, and a panic attack can start. So in my brain it's like, oh well, we better avoid that then. And yeah, so but we'll get there. Number 4, do you open any presents on Christmas Eve? No, usually it's all done Christmas morning. This year, because one of my nephews lives with his mum most of the time and we see him every second weekend, this year we'll be doing Christmas Day, and then I believe the weekend after Christmas he's coming down, so we'll do another sort of Christmas for him, with his presents and everything. So yeah, it gets a bit tricky that way, but because they've got another son now who's almost 6 months old, they wanted to do Christmas on Christmas as well for him. So not that he'll really remember it, but yeah. So we sort of get 2 Christmases, which is fun. Number 5, do you visit a poor people places on Christmas Day? What is this tag? A poor people place. Do they mean like a homeless place or a charity place? No, I've never actually done that. Christmas has usually just been with my family, just spending time with each other, eating really good food, that sort of thing. So yeah, if they mean, yeah, going to like a homeless shelter or something like that, no, I've never done that. I mean, it would be nice to do something like that and sort of give back to those who don't really have much for Christmas. Number 6, have you ever made a snowman? No, we don't get snow here for Christmas, unfortunately. I've always wanted to experience snow. I've never seen it. Closest I've come to it was we had an insane hailstorm one year that just everything was covered in ice until it melted. So that's sort of the closest I've ever gotten to snow. So no, I've never built a snowman. I'd love to though. I'm not a fan of summer. I really struggle in the heat. Again, it flares up my anxiety, especially when it's humid. Like, you know, when it gets so warm that you feel like you can't get a decent breath because it's just, the air is so thick. That really gets to me. That was part of why I had to blow my savings on buying an air conditioner the other day, because the one I was using was so old and it really struggled on the hot day, and then it basically gave up. So I needed to get a replacement because otherwise I wouldn't make it through summer, and that meant using up what was left of my savings account. So now I'm back to starting from scratch with that, which is a little nerve-wracking. It was always nice to just sort of have a bit of cash there for emergencies, like if anything happened to my dog, or luckily, like, any maintenance for where I live is taken care of by the place I rent it from. But yeah, it's a bit nerve-wracking not having any savings anymore. 7. How many gifts that you received on Christmas? Well, I'm recording this before Christmas, so I have no idea how many gifts I will receive. I'm gonna go with not many, because it's basically my parents and then my brother and his wife that will be buying for me, so yeah. 8. How do you decorate your house? Well, since I moved out this year, my little place, I've basically got a string of icicle lights across the front, and I didn't have much floor space for a tree, not to mention I have a little doggy who likes to chew on anything. So I bought a felt tree that sticks on the wall, and then you stick all the decorations on it, and it looked great in the beginning, but all the adhesive tape that holds the felt pieces to each other has just given up, and everything's falling off it, and now it's just basically a green triangle stuck on the wall. So that didn't work very well. My parents' place, however, is fully decorated. We would make our own wooden cutouts of Christmas characters. So my dad would buy the planks of wood, I would draw it, and he would cut it out, and then I would paint it. So they're all decorated this year. Next year he was saying he wants to do a Aussie Christmas theme, so maybe doing some new cutouts, which would be fun. Number 9. Is your Christmas tree real or fake? Well, mine's definitely fake. Like I just said, it's a bit of felt stuck on the wall. We've always had fake trees. Real ones just, I think they were always too messy if the pine needles fell off them. You know, you got to remember to water them, and because it's summer here, they really struggle. So yeah, we've always sort of had fake trees. Most memorable holiday moment. Oh gosh, I don't know if I really have one. I think what's usually just memorable for me is watching people open their gifts, seeing their reactions to it, especially if it's something that they like really wanted or something really different. Yeah, I don't sort of have a memorable, we've never sort of like gone away for Christmas or anything like that, so tell me about a person who makes your Christmas day very special. Well, again, I think that'd just be my nephews. You know, I sort of make it my mission to make sure they have fun. The 6-month-old, you know, he's all smiles and giggles at the moment, and I don't sort of have to, I think I need more wax in my pen. Yeah, I don't need to sort of cheer him up much, but my other nephew, who's just recently turned 9, you know, he can have some bad days, some grumpy days, so I try to just sort of make sure he's having fun. He often will stay over at my house now overnight, for one of the nights he's down here, so he gets a bit spoiled. Then he gets to sort of stay up later, and you know, we watch some YouTube on TV. We play some Fortnite. I think this weekend, actually, when he's coming down, there's supposed to be a meteor shower or something at midnight on a Friday night. So I actually said to him that he could stay up till midnight. I don't know if he'll make it till midnight. But, you know, it's a Friday night. He doesn't have anything the next day, like school or whatever. And yeah, I don't see a problem with it. So yeah, I guess they're sort of the ones that make it special. Just sort of making sure they have fun, they get some cool presents, stuff like that. Tell me which celebrations you like the most. Birthdays or Christmas? I think Christmas, because everybody gets to get gifts, you know? Like, it's sort of everyone comes together, everyone gets gifts. Whereas birthdays, I mean, you're celebrating that one person. I mean, they're just as fun as each other, really. I used to love when the whole family came together, and, you know, but as families do, people drift apart, and oh, I've missed an H there. Yeah, people drift apart, and rifts happen and all that stuff. So, you know, we haven't sort of had the big family gatherings for a while, but the ones we do have are pretty fun. So yeah, I think I would choose Christmas over birthdays. I do feel for the people that have birthdays around Christmas, you gotta wonder if sort of it gets overshadowed. Yeah, apparently my birthday's on Easter next year, so that should be interesting. Use one noise to describe how excited you are for Christmas. How am I supposed to do that? I guess, well, the one noise that sort of always comes to mind and reminds me of Christmas is, you know, the sound of the bells jingling. So yeah, I can't really recreate that. But yeah, that's all I can think of. What are your most surprising moments on Christmas? I really should have read this list ahead of time, because now there's grammar and spelling mistakes, and I'm really wondering what I've got myself into. What are you most surprising moment on Christmas is what it says. Most surprising Christmas moment. Let's go with that. I think, look, the most surprising for me is always when you get a gift that you weren't expecting. Like, my family has never been well off, so Christmas has always been one of those times of year where, you know, you sort of struggle a bit to buy the gifts and to cover everything else. And as kids, you sort of, you know, you put things on your list that probably your parents looked at and went, oh my God, we can't afford that. So surprising for me was when you actually got the expensive gift. And of course, sort of growing up like that, I always understood how expensive a gift was, and always sort of really appreciated what I got because I knew it wasn't easy for my parents. And now that I'm buying gifts for people myself, I really get it, especially this year, having moved into my own place. So now I've got rent and bills and groceries and all that fun sort of adult stuff to look forward to. I remember being a kid and going, oh, I can't wait to grow up. And now that I'm an adult, I'm like, oh, can I be a kid again, please? So, but yeah, you sort of, like, I really understand the value of $1 now, and how hard it is to buy things, especially for kids who still believe in Santa. Apologies if any of the adults out there still believed in Santa and I've just ruined that for you. Oops. But yeah, like when you're trying to, you know, sort of have a decent sized haul under the Christmas tree, but you're not very well off, it's a real struggle. So yeah, to me as a kid, it was always a nice surprise when you got that expensive thing that everyone else already had. And like I remember I remember in grade 6 everyone had a Tamagotchi. It was the thing to have, and I remember asking my parents for one. I think they were like $20 odd at the time, but that was a lot of money for us. And yeah, everybody had one, and I really, really wanted one. And I remember the last day of grade 6. So I was done with that school. I had graduated. I was going to high school next year. So probably wouldn't see half those kids again. And yeah, last day of grade 6, my parents picked me up from school and they handed me a Tamagotchi. They bought me one. And I remember being so happy that I had one. But also so sad that I wouldn't be able to show it off to all my friends the next day. So yeah, that always cracks me up. And then the following year, the cool thing to have was those jumpers that said USA on the front. Everybody had one. Everybody. It was like a hoodie with like the big pocket on the front, and it said USA. I think it had the flag on it. I can't quite remember. And I wanted one so bad. And I remember we went to like this factory outlet store and they had them cheap. So my parents bought me one and I wore that thing to death. Like, you know, months and months and months later, it had holes in the sleeves. It was falling apart. But I knew how much that bloody thing had cost. So I wore it over and over and over again until it fell apart. So yeah, I sort of have learnt to use things and keep using them because you can't always afford to replace them. That one's got a bit of a weird thing on it. Cute one. There. So yeah, I'll have to see if I can find a picture of those jumpers. Or a picture of me wearing it as a kid. What do you like to do on Christmas break? Well, I don't work. I don't go to school, so it's constantly break for me. So I don't sort of really do anything different over Christmas. I may let the housework slide a little bit for a couple of days, or, you know, get a bit lazy with the cooking and just live on leftovers, but usually nothing much changes. I just realized I've missed some F's there. It's a problem. There's E's and F's in this one, and they both are green, so it's a little tricky. Plus, I'm not leaning over this as much as I usually am because the camera's there. So my vision is not the best. That's another thing. I need to go and get my eyes tested and get new glasses, but I can't really afford to at the moment, so I'm just dealing with what I've got for now. I think that's all. Okay. What holiday traditions are you looking forward to most this year? We don't really have many traditions. I think the main tradition was decorating the house. I've tried to do my house to the best I could with what I could afford, but yeah, sort of my parents' house is always decorated. I think we're going to go out this weekend with my nephew and look at some other decorated houses in the area. We used to do that every year. We'd go out on like a Saturday night, drive around, look at all the houses lit up. It's very hard though because it doesn't get dark until about 9 o'clock now. So by the time you go out and look at some houses, you know, I mean, us kids used to love it because we'd get home around midnight and we thought that was so cool to be staying up so late. So yeah. But yeah, I think this year, because my nephew's a bit older, we can go out that bit later and look at them. We're also going to go down to the waterfront. There's a giant floating Christmas tree. And then some of the buildings have like projections on them and stuff. So my nephew wanted to go have a look at that. He wanted to do it last time he was here, but there was a big carols event down there and it would have been so crowded. So yeah, we'll try for this weekend. Depending on the weather, of course. If it's pouring in rain, we probably don't want to be down there. The good thing is, though, they have those things up until, I think, mid-January. So even if we don't get to see it before Christmas, they'll be there after. What's the best Christmas gift you've ever received? Oh my gosh. Best Christmas gift. I can barely remember what I got last year, let alone every other year. I guess a best gift would be something that I've used a lot, but I really can't think of anything. I'm drawing a complete blank. Like I said, my memory is pretty shocking and I cannot remember what I got last year. So yeah, I can't really think of anything. What is the worst present you've ever received? Oh God, that requires me to remember again. Worst present. I don't think I've ever gotten a worst present. There's definitely been things that I've sort of looked at and gone, I would have preferred the other thing on my list. But again, I appreciate everything that I get. So, yeah, I don't think I've ever got anything that I would classify as the worst, because they're all usually what I have asked for. In the past, it's sort of been like I could afford to buy the things I wanted, so when it came to Christmas, it was like I don't really know what to ask for. So I used to just say, money or vouchers so I could put it towards things that I wanted to get online. This year though, I actually did make a list because there was quite a few things that I couldn't afford to buy that I really wanted. I sort of, a list, different price ranges for whoever wanted to get them for me. So it will be interesting to see if anything I get comes from the list, or I think in terms of worst, I think it's, to me, when you give someone a list of what you want and then they give you something completely different, I think that to me translates as the worst, because you told them exactly what you wanted, but they decided, no, we'll give you something completely different, and possibly something that you had no use for or didn't want. So I think that would be the only time it would be the worst. But again, usually I'm appreciative of everything. So what is your all-time favorite holiday food or sweet treat? Oh boy, I love, my dad makes the best pavlova for Christmas or for any time. I love chocolate ripple cake. My sister-in-law is actually really good at baking and making cheesecakes and that, so it would be good to see what she does this year. My mum used to make the best potato salad, and then I made it one year and suddenly it's now my job because I made it better, apparently. Yeah, I've been trying to find candy canes this year. I wanted to buy some candy canes because sometimes I will make a hot chocolate and put the candy cane in to stir it with so it turns into like a peppermint hot chocolate. And for whatever reason, at the supermarket the other day, I could not find candy canes. I couldn't see them anywhere. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing. Okay. What is your favorite Christmas film? Oh boy. I'd have to go with the Santa Claus. It's usually on TV every year. But I used to love that one as a kid. I still love it now. I think it's great. Yeah, that would have to be my favorite. I know there's that whole debate too about Die Hard, whether it's a Christmas film or not. I mean, I love that movie regardless of what time of year it represents. But yeah, I know some people say it's a Christmas film, some people say it isn't a Christmas film. I just, yeah. What is your favorite Christmas song? Oh my goodness. Trying to think, because when we were a kid, our school used to do like a yearly Christmas carol thing. I think my favorite one was always Silent Night. I haven't even played any Christmas music yet this year. I'm not sort of, like, I don't sort of, really get into the Christmas music. And there's so many different versions of the same song out there now that it just, it gets a bit overwhelming, especially when you're going shopping. There was one store we were in the other day, and they obviously had, it was like all different singers doing Christmas songs, but I think one of them was Sia. and I could not understand a word of the song except for Christmas lights. It just sounded like mumbling and then Christmas lights over and over again. And yeah, I don't know, it was weird. What is your favorite thing about Christmas? Haven't I already... thought I'd already answered something like that. Like I said, for me, it's that everyone comes together. You get to spoil people by buying gifts for them. You get to eat some great food. Yeah, it's just, I just like that, yeah, everyone sort of hangs out for the day, and you get to watch the kids play with the new toys they got, especially the really, really noisy ones that you bought for them to take home to Mummy and Daddy's house. So yeah, it's just, I just enjoy the whole family aspect of it. What makes the holidays special for you? That's pretty much the same thing. Like I said, just, yeah, getting together with your family, hanging out for the day. What would be your dream place to visit for the holiday season? Okay. I have always wanted to go to Vancouver in Canada. I did a school project on Canada one year, and just fell in love with it. I always wanted to go to, like, there's like a train tour through the Rockies, and that just looks gorgeous. And I've always wanted to go to Vancouver because one of my favorite TV shows films there. Well, a lot of TV shows film there apparently. But yeah, it just seems like a really, really awesome place, and I don't know if they get the snow for Christmas there, but that would also be great. So yeah, I would love to visit Canada around Christmas. Don't know if it will ever happen because, you know, flying, but yeah, that would be awesome. What you like the most? Stay in... Wow, I can't understand this question. I think it's asking if I prefer to stay home or travel on Christmas. I think stay home. I have a feeling traveling on Christmas would be very stressful, would be very busy. And like a lot of places that you would stay, they have, you know, surcharges for the holidays. So it'd be expensive as well. I think, yeah, I'd much prefer to stay home for Christmas. And especially too if it's hot. There's nothing worse than being stuck in traffic in the heat. And then if you've got kids with you and they get bored, and it's just, yeah, no, stay home. What's the best part about Christmas for you? I'm sure I've already answered that, so I'm going to skip it. When do you start getting excited for Christmas? Usually, yeah, beginning of December. I haven't, like, been, you know, jumping up and down excited for Christmas this year. I'm looking forward to it, but I wouldn't say excited. Although I did get 2 packages this morning, which was the last of my Christmas shopping. So I'm excited to be done. Except for those gift bags. But they won't take long to do it all. But yeah, Christmas shopping is finished. Hooray. I mean, technically it was finished a while ago, but then I decided no, I needed to get something else for this one and something else for that one, because then I bought something for this one that was a little bit more, and yeah. Like I said, I may have gone a little bit overboard on spoiling my nephews, but that's what aunts are for. It's worth it to hear my nephew say I'm the cool one. I was never the cool one as a kid, so it's good to be the cool one as an adult. Where do you usually spend your holiday? See, again, home. Who do a lot of work in your family on Christmas Day? Look, it's usually equally shared. Yeah, like I said, I make the salads now. That seems to be my job. My sister-in-law is usually the cake maker. If we're having a barbecue, my dad is the one that usually cooks it. Oh, I've missed an F there. Yeah, he's usually the one that cooks it. So everyone sort of shares it around. I used to be the gift wrapper as well. Like, I'd wrap the gifts for everyone except the ones that were for me. My parents would do that, so I didn't see them. And then, you know, my brother would go, oh, well, if you're wrapping the gifts, here's the ones from us. You can wrap all them as well. But this year, it's like I'm in my own place now, so they're going to have to wrap it themselves. And I'm not wrapping anything this year. I'm using gift bags because wrapping can be a real pain, especially if you don't buy things that are perfectly square. Which, like, I think last year we got like a soccer ball for my nephew and things like that, and trying to wrap those, my God. So yeah, this year I thought, right, I'll go gift bags. I can just stick the stuff in the bags. And I was just going to buy Christmas gift bags, and then I thought, well, no, I could decorate my own gift bags. So I ordered a packet of the craft, like the brown craft paper gift bags, and I will decorate them myself. So I may do that. Let me think. If I get the time to do it as a live stream, I will, over on my Twitch account. And then I might like edit that down into a time lapse to put on here. I haven't done a stream on Twitch for a while. I need to do something over there. So, and sort of the creative streams are usually pretty fun on there. So, the link to my Twitch account is always in the description of my videos too, if anyone wants to check it out. I don't think you need an account with Twitch just to watch a stream, but I think you do need one to be able to chat. I don't have many streams. I try to fit them in when I can, but I haven't been really keeping up with that lately. So maybe that can be a goal for next year. Not a resolution, but a goal. To try and do more live stuff. And to try and get back into painting and things. I've always sort of struggled with the painting because, like, I'm my own worst critic. And I used to be in the mindset of trying to paint things that I thought people would want to buy, which is very hard to do because people have really different tastes, and a lot of the time the things I thought people would buy would not sell, and the things that's not a full diamond there. The things that I thought wouldn't sell went like hotcakes. So yeah, it's very hard to try and figure that out. So I need to just paint because I want to paint rather than... Okay, I think some of my nail polish actually just flaked off when I was picking that one up, so My nail polish was fine until this morning when those packages arrived, and I had to check that my brother's one actually worked, so I had to put batteries in it, and the battery cover didn't want to come off, so it chipped all my nail polish. This is why I rarely paint my nails, because, you know, within 2 days it's all chipped off, but if I don't paint them, I will chew on them. Okay. Last question is, you have been granted one Christmas wish. What will it be? Look, it seems cliche to wish for money, but I would just love for enough to, like, pay off people's debts, pay off any loans or bills or anything anyone in the family has, and help them out with that, to be able to put a little bit back into my savings account so that I've got that security there. Excuse me. Take a sip of water there. I think I've hit my talking limit. Yeah, just to have that security back in the savings, to not sort of be living fortnight to fortnight going, oh my god, am I going to be able to afford to do this? What happens if this bill is higher than I thought? That sort of thing. So yeah, I think my Christmas wish would just be to, you know, like, I wouldn't want like millions and millions. That would be nice. But yeah, just to be able to live comfortably and sort of just have that reassurance that if anything bad does happen, you've got savings. Okay. I think, yeah, we've been going for about 51 minutes, so I think that's a good place to finish. My throat is starting to protest. I don't usually talk this much. So, thank you for watching. We got a little bit more done on him. I absolutely love this painting. It's so pretty. So sparkly. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. So again, I will be posting this on Christmas Day, so whatever you're doing, whenever you're watching this, I hope you're having a wonderful time. If it's on Christmas, if it's after Christmas, just whenever. As long as you're happy and healthy, that's the main thing. So yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.